What's up, guys? This is Michael. Welcome back to the dojo. And because Halloween is basically tomorrow, let's talk about some more spooky anime, shall we? Let's talk about a classic. Let's talk about the D. No, 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 not that, not that. Get it out of your mind. Don't let your mind go to the gutter. No, let's talk about a post apocalyptic era. Let's talk about a future where humans are on the decline. Humans are living in fear. Of what, you might ask? Of a race of people that were believed to be nothing more than myths and legends. Vampires. Yes, in the future, in this apocalyptic era, vampires basically rule the earth. But there's one person that can stop them. One person with the strength and determination to do it. He wears a big hat, carries a giant sword, wears a dark cloak, rides a horse, and for those of you that if you happen to see him, well, on his right hand, he has a parasite that speaks to him and constantly antagonizes him. Who are we talking about? Well, you haven't figured it out. It's we're talking about Vampire Hunter D, the original Vampire Hunter. But before we get into it, if you wouldn't mind doing me a favor, please hit the like button, share, and subscribe this out there wherever you can. And please hit the notification bell so you know when I make another video. And if you wouldn't mind, after the video, let me know in the comments below if you like Vampire Hunter D, if you've seen it. Leave a comment before you head out the dojo today. All right, so let's talk about Vampire Hunter D, shall we? As I've stated, Vampire Hunter D, the setting, it's a post apocalyptic world. Vampires have risen up from the depths of myth and mythology to basically take over the earth. Humans now live in fear. Humans are required to make sacrifices to the vampires and everything like that. And essentially, nobody is stopping them. Now, of course, you're going to get a handful few of vampire hunters that are out there that make a living on hunting vampires, right? And somewhere because of this, the vampires have also kind of gone underground. They've also gone underground because basically, even though a vampire is immortal, it's kind of like they've gotten bored. And so now they're, we won't say that they're all extinct if I remember correct from Vampire Hunter D, but let's just say even vampires are, I guess you would say, existent but hiding. Why are they hiding? Well, because their livestock is running out because humanity is again on the decline. Anyway, but we're here to talk about D. We're here to talk about that D. We're here to talk about Vampire Hunter D. Okay? So not much is known about Vampire Hunter D. Not much is known about D. We know that he's a vampire hunter. There isn't really much of a backstory. What we do know of D is what I've already mentioned to you. He wears a big hat, a thick coat, a sword on his back. He rides a animatronic horse, I guess. You would say like a robotic horse, if you will. Oh, and he has a parasite on his right hand that constantly antagonizes him, and he doesn't know how to get rid of it. But the one most important thing to know about D is he is a Dhampir. Now, what's a Dhampir, you might ask? A Dhampir is a half human, half vampire, a half breed. So think of Inuyasha, because as you remember, for all you Inuyasha fans, Inuyasha was a half demon, half human, half demon. His father was a full blooded demon. His brother, Sesshomaru, is a full blooded demon. And Inuyasha is a half-breed because his mother was a human. Well, the same thing it can be said for Vampire Hunter D. For D. D's Dee's father was a vampire, and his mother was a human who was turned into a vampire, and therefore Dee is a Dunpeer. Someone you can also think of as a Dunpeer or quote unquote Daywalker, if you're into Marvel Comics, is Blade. Blade is a Dunpeer. Blade is a Daywalker. He can survive during the day and survive at night. The only difference between Vampire Hunter D and Blade is Blade needs a special kind of serum to hold the cravings back, to hold his vampire urges back. Whereas D, it's one of those things where if he stays out in the sun too long, he starts to feel the urges of a vampire, whether it's the bloodlust or whether it's basically disintegrating into ash. So D has to be very careful. Here's the thing. When we meet Vampire Hunter D, he's basically been summoned to a village to basically stop a vampire from hunting a human girl. This girl ultimately falls in love with D, but understands that she cannot go with him on the path that he is walking, that it is a lone and solitary path for him. That because he's a half-breed, because he's a Dunpeer, because he is a Daywalker, he is an outcast by human and by vampire alike. Sound familiar yet? A lot of your favorite anime, right? Like Inuyasha that I previously mentioned. Inuyasha is an outcast, basically ignored by demons and ignored by humans because he is a half-breed, right? But anyway, back to Vampire Hunter D. So for D, his mission is to go around and seek vampires. He's the best of the best. And of course, like I said, you've had the oh crap, you guys. I'm forgetting the one group of hunters that he doesn't really work with, but they're vampire hunters just like him. Anyway, despite all that, Vampire Hunter D is a classic. It came over here in America in 1985. It is truly a classic. For those of you that probably remember or you are that old, you will know that sometimes on Saturday nights on TV, really, really late night, before Adult Swim, before Toonami, The Midnight Run, and all that stuff, they would have, you know, anime movies. And back then, little history lesson for you guys, anime back then wasn't actually called anime, it was called Japan Animation. And because it was animation from Japan, right? So you would have kind of like I think it was either a double feature or a triple feature. For those of you guys that were in the 80s, please let me know. I would very much like to know how this went down. I've seen commercials for it on YouTube, but I cannot be sure. But D was part of the what I would call the anime Friday nights after you went to bed if you stayed up to watch it, and it would be kind of like a triple feature. And you would have Robot Carnival, you'd have Vampire Hunter D, and you'd have another movie that right now I can't remember. Anyway, I chose to talk about Vampire Hunter D because one, it's Halloween, it's scary. I saw one of the Vampire Hunter D movies that was remastered and English dubbed, and let me talk a little bit about it. So if this video goes a little bit long, I apologize. But here's what I remember from this movie, okay? There are two movies of Vampire Hunter D, okay? And of course, there is the graphic novel or the manga, both of which I highly recommend you go check out. Anyway, so the movie that I saw is D is summoned to this village or a village to basically slay a pure blood vampire. Now, what's a pure blood vampire? A a pure blood vampire is someone who is not turned into a vampire. They are a vampire. They have a long lineage, and it's a thing. Work with me here. It's a thing. And if you've seen the anime Trinity Blood, then you will know, and Vampire Knight, you will know a pure blood vampire. But anyway, moving on. Okay, so the movie that I saw, Dee's ultimately been summoned to this village to slay a pure blood vampire named Meyer. He has kidnapped a girl from this village and intends to make her his bride. The only difference about this vampire is he hasn't bitten her yet, because if he's bitten her, then she becomes basically a vampire thrall, which means she's under the spell of a vampire, she'll become a vampire, and Meyer actually loves her so much that he does not want to do this. Like, it's real, genuine love. It's not, I want to make you fall in love with me so that I can drink your blood. No, it's actual real love. But her village and her father, who is the village chief, essentially cannot accept that. So basically, she runs away with him, and it's up to Dee and a bunch of other vampire hunters to try to go save her. Pretty cool, right? So along the way, I'm going to call them the Borgoff brothers. So eventually, Dee meets up with the Borgoff brothers, and they are four brothers. They are vampire hunters. Each one, except for a girl who's in their party, falls due to either monsters who have taken over this apocalyptic landscape besides vampires, or basically they become vampire thrall like Borgoff did. Anyway, it's up to Dee and this girl to save this human girl that's been kidnapped named Charlotte. Like I said, she falls in love with Meyer, who's a vampire, and she's willing to go with him up into space because they believe that up in space, that's where all the true love between vampires and humans can really happen. And to be honest, I don't really know if this is possible. But anyway, that's really what I remember. I want to go back and rewatch it again. Maybe I will tomorrow. Maybe I will tonight. I know if you want to find the Vampire Hunter D movies, they are on YouTube, which is really, really cool. They are dubbed, which again is really, really cool. I might actually check them out tonight because it's the night before Halloween, and why not? So, with that being said, you guys, tomorrow's Halloween. I hope you have a fantastic evening. I hope you go trick-or-treating. I hope you put on your best costumes. Whatever you are, wherever you are, whatever you decide to do, I hope it's going to be really awesome for you guys. Don't worry, tomorrow we're going to do another video to wrap up Halloween, to wrap up the month of October. This has been really fun for me, guys. I really love doing this. Really love doing this channel. I'm sorry if I'm all over the place in this video, but I really love this channel. I really love what we're doing here, and I really love this community. I really love this fellowship. I really do. And I hope that anime will continue to grow. So, with that being said, I've got some other anime that I have been watching, and I'm interested in the month of November to tell you about them. So we're going to keep this train rolling, and of course December, and we'll see what we can do. All right. So I hope you guys will hang in there. I hope you guys will continue to watch. I hope you guys will continue to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you know when I make another video. Please leave me a comment down below. What did you think of Vampire Hunter D? Have you seen it? Do you love it? Do you remember it? And let me know, were you around back in the 80s, and do you remember Friday nights when they would do triple anime features, which included Vampire Hunter D, Robot Carnival, and whatever that third one was, because I can't remember. It might have actually been a double feature, guys. I don't know. You guys have to tell me. Anyway, let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Remember, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, go make it an anime day. And remember to happy Halloween. See you guys.